Welcome to of Financial Fridays. Apparently, I just did my entire last Financial Friday with no microphone on. And so now I'm a little nervous. Hopefully you can hear me this time around. So this Friday, well, I guess every Friday, I like to pick one topic and just dissect it, go into detail on it, and help break it down for any buyers here. So I am going to redo this Financial Friday and take you through the pros and cons of buying a fixer-upper and how we can make it easier for you. So I'm going to dive into the pros first. I have done many renovations. My husband and I have bought numerous homes, and we've always done these massive renovations, kitchen renovations, bathroom renovations. And one of my favorite pros about it is that you can buy a home that has potential and really tweak it, redesign it to your liking, to what you're looking for in a home. And I really love the fact that if you buy something maybe a bit lower than your budget, and you can put that extra that you would have from your budget into that house and just make it the perfect house for you. So that is my absolute number one pro. The other pro is that you're not paying for work that's already been done that doesn't suit your style. So for example, the difference between a $200,000 and a $300,000 house. I've seen properties, very similar floor plan, sell for $200,000 approximately, and another very similar house sell for $300,000. And the difference is the work, the renovations that have been done. So sometimes it makes more sense for somebody to buy, say, a $200,000 home, and they can put $50,000 or $60,000 into it. And by the time they're done, if the work is done properly, that home could be worth $300,000. So they saved themselves $50,000 or $40,000 that they didn't have to pay on top of it simply because they were willing to do the work. So that is a huge pro. Oftentimes, you are also able to get more house for less money because when they need work, people know that, and the houses get priced accordingly. Now, another pro for this is that you also get to know the quality of work that's being done on the home. So if you are doing the work, if you're handy, that is great. And so you would know the quality of the work. Or if you are hiring it, you get to pick what contractor is doing the work. So that is a huge peace of mind for a lot of people. Now, the cons to this is it is work. Every renovation, no matter how small, has the opportunity to grow in size. Trust me, I've been there. And so when it grows in size, that is something that changes your budget, that changes the work that needs to get done. And so my tip for this is always to sit down, go through the project in detail, write out what needs to get done and what you would want to get done later. And sometimes it makes sense to change some of the items so that you're not redoing work. Perhaps if you were going to do trim work but wanted to change the doors out in a year or two, well, then you'd end up redoing the trim work anyway. So it would make sense to add in a new door. Those are really important things that we've messed up on the past, or we've also decided to maybe cheap out on something. And so we bought bifold doors, and within a year they were starting to fall apart and we hated them. And so we ended up spending even more money to replace them with the French style pull open doors. And I love them, but I wish that we hadn't wasted that money initially. So by sitting down, figuring out your ultimate plan, figuring out the scope of things, that's a really great way to make sure that this doesn't become a massive snowball of work. Another con is that you are having to plan and put money out. And when we do something such as the Rena Plus Program, banks will give you additional funds to roll these improvements into the mortgage. So something that I help my clients with is getting quotes for the work that they want to get done. But there are certain banks out there that can make it perhaps more difficult for a buyer to get the funds to do this. So sometimes they'll require that you pay for it up front and submit the paid receipt, and you get reimbursed, which can take a couple weeks. So if you don't have that money right off the bat, that can be a little difficult. So there are certain banks I do suggest avoiding because of this reason, because typically people wouldn't be borrowing the money if they already had that money to do the work. Now, a couple ways to make this easier. As I've mentioned, we have the Rena Plus program. I love this program because it allows you to submit quotes for the work that you want to get done beforehand. You roll it into the financing, and sometimes it's $20,000, sometimes it's $50,000 that you're adding onto the mortgage. But when you're buying a fixer-upper, that's exactly what you want to do. Perhaps a kitchen renovation, a bathroom renovation, new flooring, new siding, new windows, whatever that may be. As long as you are approved for that amount, really you could renovate a whole house and borrow that money from the bank. And chances are you'd still be paying less than buying this house already renovated. So this is a really, really great program. We've used it ourselves before too, just to allow you to get that work done on your terms. Another way that you can do this is to get a line of credit. And the difference between the Rena Plus program and a line of credit is a line of credit is basically like a credit card. So if there's money available on it, you can use that money. Versus the Rena Plus program, if it's $50,000, the bank holds on to that money until you submit a receipt or the contractor submits a receipt to them, and then they pay it out from that. So I do like the line of credit way because sometimes people put some debt on there and their new flooring and kind of snowball it all into one payment, which can be really helpful. Now, if you do have any questions on buying a fixer-upper, I have bought many, we've renovated many, we're semi-renovating our new house, and I do have a lot of experience with this. So if this is something that you're thinking that you might want to do, feel free to reach out to me, and I am happy to share my knowledge on this. Thank you so much. Sorry if you watched my last live where apparently there was no volume, and I hope you have a wonderful Friday.